All right, welcome into the Fit Parent Podcast. I am Jeff. This is Amy.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about Black Friday, the holiday season, Christmas presents, and all of the problems with those things. And shifting your mindset.
I got a Christmas list last night. My daughter gave me a Christmas list, so this is excellent timing.
Excellent timing, yes. And then our next episode is going to be about tactically how do we kind of make our way through the holidays. So this is going to be your mindset kind of going into the holidays. And next week is going to be more tactical about going into the holidays. So just so you know, and you're aware. So here's the deal. I'm going to ask a question to start. How many gifts, and I'll answer this, you don't have to, but I will answer this. How many gifts did you buy for your kids, just say kids, last year for Christmas that they no longer play with or use? And how much money did you spend on those things? Again, you don't need to do a number, but I will tell a story while you think about this.
I don't even remember.
We last year did I think I said this on the pod. We did like a playroom overhaul. I think I shared this on the podcast where we basically did like, we got them a new nugget for the playroom, like, you know, the soft kind of Tempur-Pedic type things that they can build stuff with. We got new like kind of play mat. Highly recommend actually from, oh gosh, I'm going to blank on the name. Just
Love
Google,
Sack?
what was it? No, it's like flooring, like the foam flooring, like the colored stuff that you might see that like is slick that you can wipe up, but it looks like a rug. I saw it on Shark Tank forever ago. So it literally, if you Google like Shark Tank, I'll do it right now because shout them out. Shark Tank, I think it's like, it starts with an N. I 100% know it starts with an N. Shark Tank.
And it's not the nugget because that's a separate thing.
Yeah.
My sister has the nugget. They love that thing.
Little Nomad, is that right? No. Floor mats. House of Noah. That's what it is. House of Noah is the name of the company. But they're like the ones that like interlock with each other. So like you just a bunch of tiles. So whatever, 15 tiles, and we just kind of put them together, and it looks like a rug. Like it's got a nice like aesthetic vibe to it versus just like bright, vibrant colors. So it looks nice, and it like wipe upable, and it's soft, so the boys can wrestle on it and all this stuff. And then we got them like a little coloring table that was, you know, that size. And then they each got like a couple of little things that honestly, I don't remember what the other, like the little things were in their stockings because those don't exist anymore or are in the pile of things that get dumped out every day and then put back in the bins at the end of the night sort of situation. Like that's kind of where we're at. So
I have no memory of what we gave Emerson last year. I'm like, this is kind of shocking.
So the table, I don't know if you can see behind me. Can you see right there? The white chair right there.
Yep.
Those are the 4 white chairs from that table. You might ask, where's the table, Jeff? It is currently in the dump because the boys jumped on it.
Well,
from the nugget to the table, and it
I just picture
snapped
Chris
in
Farley.
half. Just
it's like Chris Farley.
Yeah, like the Bills Mafia, you know what I mean? Like jumping on the flaming tables, like just jumped onto and it just snapped. And again, this wasn't a cheap table. You know, it wasn't like
a free table.
Weird. It was not a free table. It was not a cheap table, and it was not one that but it wasn't like a custom built table. You know, it was Wayfair or whatever it was. Like, but it was decent table that should have held up, right? To normal table use.
Table use. I was like,
not
it's
to
not WWF
not
rated.
to WWE. Like
right, WWE.
Whatever. Like broken, like absolutely wrecked. I don't remember if it was the year before or the year before that, we got them a little kitchen, like a little kitchenette, play kitchen, with a bunch of like little foods and stuff like that. They used that thing as a kitchen like 3 times ever. Like, did not ever use that thing. It was just a storage place for the foods, and then they would dump the foods out during the day, and then I would put them back in the bins and put them back in the kitchen at night. Like, that was what this thing was used for years. And now that kitchen lives at our local public library because I didn't want it anymore. When we did this overhaul of the playroom last year, I was like, we're ditching this. And we did. And I was like, okay, get it out of here. We brought it to the library. And so now when we go to the library, of course they want to play with it. They're like, look, it's our kitchen. I'm like, you didn't play with that for years with us. And now you want to play with it because it's at the library. So
it's new and special when it's not in your house.
100%. So I don't know how much we have spent on those things that aren't, but I'll at least those couple of things that they never use, right? Or are now out of the house, the table and the kitchen. Like, that's several $100s between those few things that just no longer exist and didn't really ever get used how they were intended. But we had this like, oh man, Christmas, like we're totally gonna do this. This is gonna be great. And that's a little bit of a hard pill for me to swallow. As somebody who is, let's say, financially minded, I really don't like wasted money. I'm fine to spend money on the things that we really care about. I have a real hard time with, like, we could have just lit that money on fire and gotten the same amount of use for it.
Well, you would have gotten a little heat out of the fire. So
would have gotten a little heat and maybe a little bit less stress from the boys using the table as a jumping platform. So I have a hard time with that. I also have a hard time and this is like the philosophical thing. And it's okay if you're like, I don't remember or whatever it is, but like the philosophical thing of like, we're going to spend hundreds, if not over $1,000 into, I don't know how much. Like, it's just, we'll find out. Because this is the mindset that we go into this time of year with, right? Which is like, I'll just see you at the end. Like, budgets don't really exist around Christmas. Like, we might have a budget. Like, even people who are budget minded are going to have a budget and then just be like, yeah, well, it's Christmas. Like, we'll just do it. And then you look up and it's like, man, I spent $1,000, $2,000, $1,500 on just stuff. Last year for Christmas, we went to go do our tree, and our tree stand didn't work anymore. Like, it wasn't that it didn't work. I should own this part of it because I'm 98% sure it was me. I'm not 100% sure it was me, but I'm 98% sure it was me. That it was the way our tree stand worked was there was like 4 legs that you like inserted into the base and then you like tied them together. But like when you put it back in the box, it was like the little holder where the water goes. And then there were the 4 things go in individually. So we went to the tree place, picked out our tree last year, come home with the tree. It's dark out. We're like ready to put the tree in. I pull the tree stand box out. I open it up and there's 3 of the legs. And I'm like, where's the 4th? And I'm going through all of the Christmas boxes and I'm like, where is this 4th thing? And I have no idea where it is. And I'm the one who put it away. So I'm pretty sure it was me. I can't be 100% sure it was me, but I'm pretty sure it was me that lost it, but I don't have it. So now what should be a like joyful experience of like putting the tree up is like now turned into stress because it's like, where are we going to go get it? And we don't have lights in this corner now because that becomes our light in the corner of the room. and the kids are high stress, and it was like not a pleasant experience. And then we got to go buy a new tree stand, and then I go to put lights on it, and 3 of the light strands don't work, so I got to go buy new light strands. And oh wait, those lights don't match the other lights, so I got to go buy 2 more light strands to match all of the lights to each other so they're the same tonality, because one of them were yellow and one of them were white, and or it's like a softer white or whatever it is. And so all of a sudden it's like we bought a tree, and just the tree and the lights and the thing, I'm like, I'm $200 in, and I haven't even put the tree up yet. And it's like, what is happening with the money that just goes out the door on this time of year? And it's like, it's not like I'm going to be like, it's not in the budget, guys. Sorry, no Christmas.
No Christmas tree.
No Christmas tree this year because it's not in the budget. It's like, what do we, And it's then you can't be like, all right, now everybody gets $50 less for their presents, because then, I mean, you could, but it's just not the logic that we use this time of year. And we just say, all right, we'll just see at the end of the year. And then you look up in January and you're like, oh my goodness, I spent how much money? Right. And then during the
payment on stuff the kids aren't going to use anymore.
They're not going to use it in a year, much less 6 months or 3 months or whatever it is. The novelty is going to wear off. Now, occasionally you get something that is like, that was awesome, right? And that lasts, right? But there are very rare occasions where you're like, that was money. Right? Like that was money. And also, if you think back to your childhood, what were some of the best Christmas gifts and why were they great? Again, give a minute to think about it because I've thought about it, so I can give one. I got a bike, like a bike for my, like a big bike. I had like my little bike, but it was like my big bike when I was like 9 years old or something like that. It was a Schwinn, which was all the like a big, which was probably at the time like $100, like $120 or something like that. Which again, this is 28 years ago, so whatever that is now, 500 or whatever inflation's been over the last period, whatever. But like, it was a decent bike. It wasn't the nicest thing, but it was a decent bike. Like it had gears on the front and the back. It was a nice looking thing. And I remember the bike. But why I remember the bike was, and this was the first time that my parents did this. And they did it a few other times throughout our childhood, but none of them I remember. I don't remember what they did for any of the other times that they did this other than the first one, which was we did a scavenger hunt.
Oh, that's so cool.
So they hid, my parents had like a walk-in closet. So they hid the bike in my parents' closet. So they didn't want me to come downstairs and I just see the bike. So I came downstairs and I opened up a gift, and it was a piece of paper with like a riddle for like where to go. And then I go there and there's another riddle. And so me and my brother are like running all around the house on Christmas morning trying to find it. And eventually you get to the last place and I open up the doors and there's the bike. But the excitement for the bike was amplified 10x by the experience of the memory of like the running around the house. Like if I had just come down and the bike had been there, it would have been not cool because I really wanted a bike. Like that was what I asked for. But I had other things over the course of my childhood that I really wanted, and I came down and it was there, or I opened it under the tree and it was there. But this one, and this first memory experience, made it so much cooler that I took better care of that bike than I probably would have. Like I loved that bike. That was my bike until I left for college. Like I didn't get a new one. It was my bike until like my parents sold their house. From when I was 9 years old, because of this experience of it. And so it wasn't about the thing, it was about the experience of the thing. And every parent, I think, wants to capture that. Right? It's like the magic of Christmas or whatever. Like they want it to be about the memories and the experience, not about the thing. Right? Because we know that the thing is often going to fade. We know this. Like I talked about it at the beginning. Like I'm going to spend the money on the thing and it's going to not be cool anymore at some point. Yeah. But my parents got 30 years, or I mean, my whole life, I will have that core memory, right? Like inside out core memory of Christmas is that. Like when I think about Christmas morning, I think about that morning. And it's something that it carried into other things. Like anytime we have a gift that we can't wrap, we'll do like a riddle or like a poem to kind of like, hey, this is what you got sort of thing. And I remember the first time that I did it for my parents. Like I made a poem for my parents for a gift that I didn't have for them. It was Megan and I got them like a night away at a bed and breakfast sort of situation. Nice. And so instead of like printing the reservation confirmation, we wrote like a little poem and put it on nice paper with like calligraphy and stuff like that. And that was kind of a cool thing. And that was another core memory of being able to bring that back. Me making it, being able to bring it back for them as an adult. And I'm excited for the time that we're able to do that for the kids. And we did that a little bit with the playroom situation. We didn't do it exactly. We did like a smaller one because they weren't going to be able to get a riddle. But like we did for the playroom, it was like by Santa's cookie plate. It was like, hey, thanks so much for the cookies. P.S. I left you something in the playroom. And then they went running in the playroom. And they're like, oh my gosh, look at the nugget and the thing. And, it was like, because they didn't want them to go in there. And so the experience is oftentimes what we're trying to chase versus the thing. But it's hard to like quantify that.
When I was very, very little, the toy like to be had was Cabbage Patch Dolls because I'm a solid decade older than you. So like they were new and they were cool and you could not get them at toy stores. So I learned this story afterwards. So this is why this like sticks out for me. My mother met a guy in a mall parking lot at like midnight.
Yeah.
And
super sketchy.
Bought a Cabbage Patch doll out of his trunk.
Yeah, of course.
And that was my present that year. And like, she's like, you got which one you got. Like he would hand you one and you couldn't say, I want that one. Instead, it was like he would hand you that. You would hand him the $50 because he was gouging you. And then you would walk away. She's like, I was just very thankful that I got a little girl with light brown hair. So at least I'd be like, oh, thank God, it looks like my kid. Because she's like, what if it had been one with like blonde pigtails? That's not my child.
Yeah.
My brother got Castle Grayskull that year, which was also very cool, which is the He-Man castle.
Yeah.
Oh, so cool. I have a little side note, tangent story. You were talking about inflation. Emma and I were listening to If I Had $1 Million by the Bare Naked Ladies the other day. And she was like, back in your time, was $1 million a lot of money?
Back in the days of yore.
Yeah. First of all, screw you. Secondly, yes, it was a lot of money.
It
kind of still is. And she's like, well... She's like, if you think of all the things they're saying they could buy with $1 million, we could not do that now. I was like,
you can't. You're 100% right. You could not do that now. No, that's
like,
100%
back
valid.
In your time. I was like, back in my time?
Well, I mean, this is
that old.
Well, it's your love of all things old and ancient. You know, she probably thinks that like when you go to Elizabethan, Williamsburg, she's like, this is from when you were a kid.
This is from yore.
Yeah, the days of yore. My goodness, that's brutal by M. Just like, absolute savage move.
Ow, that hurt. She wasn't wrong, though.
Not wrong.
Not wrong.
So the idea, though, of like, why is that such a core memory? It was because of what your mom had to do in the story that came with it, right? And again, I think everybody, when they're thinking about gifts, like the thing to say is like, I don't want to get a bunch of things. I want to get experiences. I want to get memories. That's what a lot of people say that they want to do with these gifts. And when they give presents or when they receive them, even like, I don't want a bunch of stuff. And I say that too to Megan. I'm like, listen, if I want something, I'm an adult person. I'll go buy it. Like, like if I want something enough, I'll go get it. Like I've wanted for the corner of this basement gym a functional trainer. Like if you ever Google like what a function, it's like the cables with the two columns of cables. We have one at the gym. Like we have a couple of these. I have a specific one that I want. It's like $4,000. And so, I mean, I could get a cheaper one for like $2,000, but even $2,000, it's like, do I want it $2,000 bad enough? Like, no, I don't. I don't want it $2,000. Like there are other things I would rather spend $2,000 on. And so, but if I want something bad enough, I'll just go buy it. Like the idea that, you know, for instance, golf stuff is a thing. And it's like, if I wanted another club bad enough, I just go buy another club. But like I don't need a 3-wood. Like I don't golf enough, I don't care enough to go buy these things. So like I'm just not gonna. And so like you could go do it, but I want a memory. Like let's get like give us a night away. Like when my parents, I'm like, give us a night away in Boston or whatever. Like cover that. Like that's even just cover the kids for the night. Like I'll pay for the hotel. Like just cover the kids for the night.
Yeah.
So that we can go do the thing. Like that's a gift where it's like I can't quantify that. Like I can't pay anybody to come and stay the night with my kids. Like I gotta have somebody I can trust. And so we are chasing these experiences, and yet this is a big kind of global principle that I've said several times on this podcast, which is if you want to know what you really care about, it's got to show up on your bank account or on your calendar. Like Luca Hochevar says, it's your watch and your wallet. If you care about something, you are spending time and or money on it. And so if we show up in January and we look at our bank statement for what we spent a bunch of money on for these couple of months, does what we spent our money on align with the things that we actually care about? Like if we actually care about creating memories and creating experiences and all of that, like is the money that we're and that doesn't mean that you can't go buy little knickknacks or whatever it is. Like it's part of the experience of it is the just opening of the stockings, right? Like Megan and I have different memories of how we did stockings as kids. Like my parents would individually wrap all of the presents in there.
Yeah,
and there would always be like toiletries. And there's still like there would be like a toothbrush and deodorant and you know what I mean? And we're like, I wonder what this could be. And you like the rounded shaped thing. It's like, a stick of Old Spice. Like, thanks, Santa. You know, like versus Megan and her brother would not have them wrapped. They would be out there and they would go down and they would like get all the stuff out of their stockings like before the parents got up. Like that was their like you could go down and you could open your stockings before we get up, but like until like you could do it at 5 a.m. if you want to, like whatever time, like and they would go down and they would do that. And so it was just a different experience. But like even though it was just knickknacks in there, it was the experience and the memory of doing it. And so again, that doesn't mean that you can't spend money on these things. But if I look at the money that we've spent on Christmas the last few years, I look at it and I think that there's some things that I'm like, that aligns with what we're trying to do, right? Like the nugget that we got and the floor that we got, fantastic, because our kids play with the nugget every day and they jump off of the nugget onto the floor and they wrestle on the floor, and we need it to be soft because I wrestle with my boys every single night. And sometimes Charlie comes and does it. And sometimes she just sits over in the corner and plays with her dollhouse. And she's like, or she'll be like, Daddy, protect me. And then I have to do it with her like on my back while I'm wrestling with my boys. And she's like, Daddy, save me. And I'm like, you are not helpful in this situation. But like we use that all the time. So that feels like, you know, money that aligns with how we want to do it. Like they're experiential things. Like we'll build a nugget with them and they get to have these memory experiences. Like they will long-term have memories of wrestling with Dad because of the floor and the nugget and all this kind of stuff. And so that feels like it aligns. There are other things that don't. That just don't. And so I'm just trying to move the needle more and more and more toward that. And so when we look at how we're spending our money this time of year, again, we are in the mindset of we're just going to swipe, right? Like I walked into Target the other day with Levi. The kids needed new needed new winter jackets for this winter because they outgrew last winter. So we go into Target to get that, and the Christmas song's on, and everything's got their Black Friday sales, even though it's November 4th, and it's like Black Friday is not to the end of the month, but we're going to put it out on November 4th, that it's our Black Friday sale for the whole month of, it's doorbusters on, it's going to be November 1st, is going to be November 1st doorbusters are going to be the thing now. And Cyber Monday and all these things, and we're just going to swipe, we're going to swipe, we're going to swipe, and we're going to end up at the end of the time and be like, wonder what we spent our money on. And I would challenge you, as you spend your money this season, are the things that you're spending money on aligned with what we talked about a couple episodes ago, where we were talking about alignment with a person that you're trying to be? Are the things that you're spending money on aligned with the person, the parent, the family, the experience that you want to have? Do your kids want another present that they're going to play with for a day or a couple of hours or maybe a week or a month or whatever it is, and then it's left forgotten? Or is there another way for you to engage with them and be a present parent for them? If you're in a spot where you are not investing time and money into taking care of yourself, which if you're listening to this podcast, you're investing time, but you are not yet investing money. And so this is a challenge, like literally a challenge about investing money, because I just had a conversation, like literally right before we recorded this podcast. I did my weekly hour-long coaching call with the other coaches who run coaching businesses like mine. And I'm talking to them. And one of the big things, the common themes of this week, was I had a lot of people being like, people will tell me I can't afford coaching before they even know the price. They will self-disqualify themselves from coaching before they even know the price. And that is an alignment issue. That's not a financial issue. Because again, my kids needed new coats, and I went to Target and I got new coats and new pants for Levi, and I spent $180 on 3 winter coats and 4 pairs of pants. And it wasn't like, I don't love the fact that I spent $180 on that. That didn't feel great to like leave and be like, I really don't love that was $180. I can't leave the grocery store for less than $125. Like I don't like, there's a minimum on the Hannaford to go pickup where you save the $199.
I always hit it.
I've never ever come close to needing to pay that $2. Like I might not even get a meal's worth of food. It might just be like random assortments of things. Like it's Tide Pods and it's milk and it's a couple of crackers, and it's like, that's $125. And it's like, great. Love it. Love that for us. Never even sniffed it. But the idea that I am not willing to spend money on taking care of myself, and I don't care what it looks like, whether it's a coach, whether it's a gym membership, whether it's you buy equipment for your house or you buy a meal service. Like, I don't care what it is. But like, if you're not willing to spend money on taking care of yourself, but you are willing to spend money on things that your kids will not care about come February, then you have an alignment issue. And you have to actually now at this point look in the mirror and be like, what do I actually care about? Because the indicator, like, you can't say, like, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. You can't say to me that you do want to be healthy, you do want to be present with your kids, you want to be all of these things, and you are not spending money on it. You just can't. And I will tell an anecdotal story that's slightly related and slightly not. When I started coaching with the Online Trainer Mentorship last summer, I was due for renewal as a student with the Online Trainer Mentorship. Meaning, like, am I going to continue to pay to be here as a student, like get coached? And I made the decision to not, because I was like, I don't think that this is going to be a big time of growth for my business. Like, the big growth over the next year is just going to be, how do I keep my business going while I start with the coaching of other coaches. Like, how do I do both of these things? And so it's not going to be a growth time for me. I'm not going to pay for, mentorship to continue to do this. I'm just going to not do that. And also, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be getting support in other ways. Like, I'll probably be fine. Like, I've done this for a few years. I'm fine. And for the most part, that happened. But I absolutely saw a regression in my business. Because when push came to shove, one, nobody was holding me accountable besides myself. And two, I didn't have the vested, like, I got to take advantage of this because otherwise I'm wasting my money. Like, my money wasn't where my mouth was. And so when given the choice, I could opt out of it. And so I made the decision over the summer to reinvest and get coached again. And in that period of time, I've seen a little bit of a bump in terms of my business, not a dramatic one, but a little bit of one. But what I have absolutely seen is a 180 is probably too strong, but like a big shift in my mindset about my business. Like, I'm not opting out of doing the things that I don't want to do for my business. One, because I have the accountability, but two, I invested in it. And otherwise, I'm wasting my money. And so because I care, I'm putting time and money into it. And it's not that I don't know what to do. I'm literally coaching other people to do what somebody else is telling me to do. It's not for the knowledge. It's because if I care, I'm invested in it. If it matters to me, I'm invested in it in some way, shape, or form. And I wasn't for a long time. And so I saw it start to dwindle. I saw it start to like wane a little bit. Even for my own training, like we've talked about on this pod, where I've had a hard time like keeping up with like being consistent with my training. It's because I wasn't paying for it. Guys, I do this for a friggin' living. I know what to do, but I didn't have any skin in the game. And so what did I do to kind of get myself engaged? I bought a new program. Now, did I spend thousands of dollars on a new program? No. I spent a couple $100 on a program that I liked, and it got me re-engaged. I'm like, cool, interesting. I paid for it. I might as well use it so that I can get some value out of it. But if you get to the end of this year, get to the end of this season, and your Black Friday spending, this is the other component of it. This is the biggest thing that I see with parents, and it makes me angry is too strong of a word, but like disappointed to the point of frustrated, which is particularly moms, and I don't want to just single out moms, but particularly moms. I'm stereotyping everything here, but like, just forgive me. I'm willing to bet, I know, John, you're in charge of Christmas gifts.
Yes.
For everybody. Like for his family, for M, for everybody. He's in charge of Christmas gifts for you, and you kind of give him a list to some degree. I do. Like you give him a list, but he kind of just has to show up, right?
He is an excellent gift giver, I will say. But because he only has one person.
He has one person. You're in charge of everybody else. And you're spending money on other people, and you're like thinking about it and all of this kind of stuff. And there's one person thinking about you, and you have to kind of tell him to some degree how to do it for you.
Yeah.
This is the most financial example of pouring out for everybody else and not for you. This is what moms do this time of year. Is you are everybody else. Like, we're coordinating holidays, we're coordinating travel, it's gifts and all of this kind of stuff. And I tend to do a little bit more of this just because of how my brain works, like between Megan and I. She does a lot with the gift, like specific stuff, but like we're in it together. But like the coordination of travel and all that kind of stuff, like your boy's on that because logistics are my cup of tea, right? But it's mostly Megan when it comes to like coming up with ideas for a lot of these things. Even still, the idea, this is the financial example of you got to put your own mask on first when the air cabin in the plane depressurizes before you help other people. Because who's doing it for you? At some point, the money's all going out and you're left with nothing. And this is why moms, in particular moms, but parents in general, caregivers come to the end of the holiday season and are exhausted. Mm-hmm. Like the week between Christmas and New Year's is just like the dead people, like just zombies walking around, because it's been 2 months of just constantly thinking about other people, pouring out money, pouring out time, pouring out effort for other people. And then you get to the end of it and you're like, it's a high for a moment, but then none of it really lasts because it's all short-term stuff. And then you're like, was it even worth it? And you're trying to create these magic moments for the kids for this one day, and it's great and it's positive and it's something that you want to do, but like, I remember those moments. But like I have maybe 3 vivid memories from Christmas from my entire childhood. Like maybe 3. It might be 2. And I have like general memories. But I have like maybe 3. The one that I can really think of is the bike. And I have another one where my dad got my mom like her first cell phone back when track phones were a thing. And he like called it and it was in a box.
Aww.
Like called it and we opened the box and the phone was ringing. Like I remember that. And then I remember something from my brother where they did a similar scavenger hunt back in our house in New Hampshire. And I remember one too from do you remember the ice storm of 2008?
I do.
When
yeah,
it was
teaching. We had no school for a week.
No school for a week, but it was like that was like right around Christmas when it was like
things was, like right before.
Didn't have like we still didn't have power. Like it was a little bit kind of trippy. I remember that. But none of those have to do with gifts.
No.
They all have to do with
just about the time.
The time, the memory, all of that. You want to know what I have 40 of? I have memories of playing catch with my dad in the cul-de-sac in our house in Atlanta. I have memories of my mom when I fell off that bike, probably half a mile from our house, and like ripped open my arm. Like have you seen my like wonky elbow? Like just absolutely scar. Like I probably should have gotten stitches for this elbow kind of thing.
Probably.
And so I fell off and I'm like lying on the ground, probably over dramatizing the agony that I was in, but nevertheless, like was in this kind of level of pain. And another friend rode their bike back to my house a half mile away. And my mom ran a half a mile to where I was. Like, I remember that vividly. I remember my mom and my dad playing tennis on Saturdays and Sundays, because in Atlanta, the way that like in our area, the houses were separated into these subdivisions, like 200 houses in these subdivisions. And every subdivision had a neighborhood pool, like an Olympic sized pool and a clubhouse and a bunch of tennis courts and a playground. And you would play like you had a neighborhood, like a subdivision swim team that would compete against other subdivisions and a neighborhood tennis team, men's and women's tennis team, with like 10 or 15 people on the men's team and on the women's team. And so like Saturdays we'd go to another subdivision and my parents would play tennis, and there'd be like, we would eat all the snacks at the snack table, and then we'd go like play in the playgrounds. But I'd watch my mom and dad. Like we would be playing during everybody else's matches, but like when my mom and dad would go, I would watch my mom and dad play. And I remember my dad was on the 2 team and my mom was on the 1 team. Like they were good at tennis. Like I remember when my dad coached my Little League baseball team, and they were teaching us how to run the bases the right way with like proper form. And they would time us around the bases. I don't know if I've told this story before on here, but they timed us around the bases. And then my dad at the end, at probably 40 and in jeans, ran the bases at full speed to like beat us, and slid head first into home plate, and like came home, and my mom was like, what happened? Because he's just dirt all down his jeans, and he's like, I beat all the kids. Like but he like let me tell him, like, Dad ran the bases so fast. Those are I have 10 times more of those memories of my parents being present with me and being present with my brother. Like, I remember when my dad was really into baseball and football, which were the sports that I did, but my brother was a track athlete in high school. And my dad got so into track to like be able to be like present. Like he like knew so much of what was happening because my brother was in it and he was like so into it. And I didn't really understand much about track and the decathlon or whatever it is. So like I would go back from college to watch him compete in the decathlon his junior and senior year when he got like 5th and 2nd place. And I'm like, hey, how's it going? And my dad's like telling me all of the intricacies of what's happening. And he's like in it with my brother. Like, those are the things that I remember. 10x. And none of those happened around Christmas time. Those were from my parents. And again, love my parents especially. My parents are not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but my parents were present to the best of their ability. And that's the thing that I can give them 100% credit for. My parents were there. At any given moment, my parents were there. And being present and taking care of yourself so that you can be present and show up and have those regular memories with your kids, more than just the day once a year, but like, can you make their lives the way that you always envisioned? Because this is the thing that I talk to so many parents about, that it's like I always had this vision of who I was going to be as a mom, who I was going to be as a dad, and I'm just not showing up and doing that thing because I don't have the energy or I'm exhausted. I had a dad who would tell me, he's like, I come home from the end of the day and it's work and I'm exhausted and I just sit there and the kids go play upstairs and we're just apart. And we started working together and he's like, we went on a hike the other night, just on a random Tuesday. And we had this really cool moment with me and my son. I was like, that's a core memory for that kid.
For him, yeah.
On a Tuesday. Because you were having more energy because you're showing up for yourself to work out and to take care of your nutrition and all this kind of stuff. And you're feeling good and you're feeling present. I had another dad who told me yesterday that he's like, he wants to lose a little bit of weight, but he's like, I actually don't really care. This gutted me. He's like, I don't really care about losing the weight. I care about the fact that I showed myself that I could, because it's something for me, because he's got a kid who's got some special needs and he's doing a lot in his house. And he's like, I'm not doing anything for me. I'm just constantly taking care of everybody else. I'm not really doing anything for me. And I want to lose the weight, but I don't even really care about the outcome. The outcome is just a representation of what I was able to do for me. And then I think that I would show up a little bit better as a result of taking care of me. I would show up better in all the places that I'm trying to be.
It's
and
true.
I'm like, you're darn tootin' you would.
You're darn tootin'.
But this is the thing. Like, we will spend thousands of dollars on a day for memories that you might get a few of. And again, you can make it magical and all this kind of stuff. I'm not saying don't spend money on it, but the idea that if you're going to do that, why won't you do it for you? If you're going to spend it for them on things that they will not care about in 6 months, why will you not do it for you to change their life and your life for the next 6, 16, 60 years? It's an alignment issue. And it breaks my heart that every year I talk to parents in January who are too tired to even try it in January because of how much they just spent emotionally, mentally, and financially. Because you get to January and you're like, I don't have any money to spend on my own self for now coaching to try to get back into it because I spent all this money on Christmas. And it's like, guys, your kids won't care. And if they do, then that's a bigger problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bigger problem. If you're trying to buy, and I'm not going to get into that, right? Because I'm not a parenting expert, but like if your kids get upset because they're like, I didn't get XYZ thing, then it's like, okay, we got to just shift. Like you might as well just pull the rug because at some point, then now you're just the gravy train. Kids don't want more presents. They want a present parent. They want memories 365 days of the year, not just one day a year. And if this sounds, I don't know, harsh or whatever it is, it's because I have this conversation every year. I just do. I have this conversation right now where people are like, oh, it's just crazy with the holidays and I'll just get back to it at the end of the year and all this kind of stuff. And we'll talk about that on another one. But like, I'm spending my money on all this stuff. And then I have the conversations in January and February where you're like, now I literally can't afford to do it because I put all this money into other stuff. And now I don't have any money available to do the thing that I actually need to do because I'm so burnt out from the last month and a half of taking care of everybody else. Like, take care of you. There are Black Friday deals right now. Go find some ones that are actually going to help you feel better. Go and like offer one. Go to the gym that you want to work out at and be like, hey, are you guys doing a Black Friday thing? Would you? Like, I guarantee you. And if not, like, come back to me and I'll pay the difference. But like, if you go to the gym that you are offering to work out at, that you want to work out at, and let's just say that they're $200 a month, right? So what is that? $2,400 for the year. And you go say, hey, I'd like to sign up for a year paid in advance. Would you guys do a Black Friday deal where we do it for $22 or $2,000? I guarantee you that they do something like that, or they give you a month for free or whatever it is. Like on the heels of it. Hey, pay $24 and we'll give you next November for free.
January, February.
Next January, February for free. Like, I guarantee you, even if they're not advertising it, they would do it. Unless you're at like some crazy corporate gym, like Planet Fitness. Like Planet Fitness isn't going to do it.
They don't care.
But like Planet
Fitness,
Fitness,
$10 a month.
Yeah, Planet Fitness is $120. Like, go steal that money.
He doesn't mean that.
I mean, I do. I do. This is the thing. Like, go get a deal on some dumbbells for your house, or like on a subscription program for workouts, or like every trainer and their brother is going to be like Black Friday promo for whatever. Like, I'll do one just because, you follow the crowd. Like, I told other coaches to do it right now. Like, we are doing it. Like, we're telling other coaches to do a Black Friday promo right now. Like, hey, go do a Black Friday promo, because this is a time when people are getting used to spending money. So don't just spend it on everybody else. Spend it on yourself. And then next year, when this time comes around, come back and tell me how much better you feel going into this season. Because right now, if you're dreading it, my heart breaks for you. If you're putting all your stock on the one day, my heart breaks for you. Because, gang, like, it's not always going to go that way. And my parents did a great job with Christmas. And I have 3 memories that I could pull right now in my 30s. If I racked my brain, I could probably come up with some other ones. But I think about the fact that we were together. I think about the fact that every year we had Pillsbury cinnamon rolls on Christmas morning. Like, that's what I remember. I remember putting the tree up because we had an artificial tree. I remember the process of putting the tree up. Like, I remember that more than I remember any of the gifts. Like, I literally could probably tell you 5 gifts that I got growing up.
Yeah. And you're going to remember the ones you didn't want. Like, I remember the doll that I got that was not the one that I wanted. I wanted the American Girl, Molly. My mom said she was too much money, so she got me a very, very knockoff version of it, which I still liked, still played with, but it wasn't the one I wanted. And that's what I remember.
Yeah.
It's okay. John got me Molly 2 years ago. Don't worry.
Attaboy, John. So, listen, it's you have to fill your own cup.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, if you're planning all of this stuff, but you haven't planned your own time, like I literally tell people this. I'm like, put it on your Christmas list.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on your Christmas list. Because again, if somebody spends money on it, you're way more likely to use it.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
So I'll tell you what mine is, but I don't care if you use it. Like, legitimately, I do not care. I just want you to do something. But if you're looking for something to do, I would be a jerk if I told you that I couldn't help you. Okay? So I do a Black Friday promo every year where if you sign up for 3 months with me, I'll give you a month on me. If you sign up for 6 months on me, I'll give you 6 weeks on me. If you sign up for a year, I'll give you 3 months on me. So you could literally get 15 months of coaching, carry you through next February, January, February. And I guarantee you, your life will look dramatically different at that point. I have people who are coming up on the year-long thing from when they signed up last year during this promo. And I had a call with one of them yesterday. I have a call with one of them tomorrow. And the one of them that I had yesterday told me about how she had like a little bit of a blip with Halloween. And that would historically have turned into the entire 2-month holiday season. That's what it has done every other year. She had a little blip and she was back to it on Saturday.
Nice job.
And she was like, I feel no guilt. She's going to Disney with her daughter and she's so excited to go. And she's like, I have a total plan. I know exactly how I'm going to do it. And she feels totally confident.
Good for her.
The other,
it's awesome.
I have a call with tomorrow. We had this conversation the other day where when we first started, she was like, I don't always get on the floor to play with my kids because I'm not always confident I'm going to be able to get back up.
Mm-hmm.
Every week she sends me stories about the things that she's doing with her kids. She does like a weekly run where her kids are on scooters and she runs behind them and they run off to the donut store together and they get a donut together and then they come back. Like,
that's adorable.
And she gets on the floor. She wrestles with the boys and she does all of this stuff that a year ago would have been unthinkable. And I'm like, how many core childhood memories has she made with her kids because she was willing to do it for her? So if it's you, I don't even care if it's me. I'll refer you to somebody else. But if you want to do it, take advantage. I'll go through the end of the month of November. Just send me a DM on Instagram, Black Friday. I'll know that you're ready to go. But even if it's not that, send me a message when you spend some money on yourself. Send me a picture of the dumbbells you buy, the subscription service that you order. Shout out very quickly in 2 minutes. Shout out to Tempo Meal Delivery. Megan and I started doing this week. I'm not sponsored by them. I would love to. I might do a post to see if I can get it. But like pre-made meals coming. I researched a lot of them, and there's a couple that I was between, but this was the one that I landed on. We've had 2 each this week. We got 3 meals each delivered, 6 total meals. It was like $60 or something like that, $70. I don't know if that's like the ongoing price, but I was like, that feels cheap to me. Like you can't do takeout for that. And with how much money we're spending at the grocery store, I'm like, it's not like it's that much cheaper to buy the groceries myself and spend the money on the time on making the food. It's actually really good. Like, again, if I was at a restaurant, if I was at Cure and I got this, I'd be like, that was only okay. Right. But for what it is, like, it's as good. That's being a little bit too rushed. I'm a pretty good cook. It is 95%, 90 to 95% as good as my home cooked meals. And
but
they're ready.
Get that time back.
But they're done in 2.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are able now to be more present with the kids during that window, because we were having a hard time. We would come back and it's like 4:00, and it's that hour where it's the high emotions from we haven't seen each other all day, and they want that time. And one of us is like trying to cook and the other one's trying to be present, and it was higher stakes. And so we're like, let's just do this.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried it, and it's actually been quite good. So like, send me a screenshot of when you order that, right? Like, order like something for your nutritious, like, and it's good quality food. And it's like, if I ate 3 of those meals, like if I was independently wealthy and I was just eating those and I ate 3 of those meals a day, I'd be full, satisfied, and I'd be like making progress.
Mm-hmm.
I might need to eat more than that because of like the amount of food that they give you. Like, it's like 500-600 calories a meal. I would need more calories than that. I'd be starving if I did that. But most people could like just get by on that. So like, do something for yourself this holiday season. Put on your oxygen mask before you do others. Like, there are more memories to be made than just the day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If it matters to you, you spend time and you spend money on it. Appreciate you listening. Maybe share this with a friend who might need to hear it too. Like, rate, subscribe, do all the things that you do. And again, if you're ready, shoot me a message that says Black Friday, and we'll get going. We'll talk to you soon. This has been the Fit Parent Podcast.